you're following this kid around who now has a magic book and is learning how to essentially be a magus, but at the same time still living his own life and dealing with high school problems.
Alright, the next show you're going to be talking about, and I believe the last show, is Yokai Apartment. Wait, Elegant Yokai Apartment Life.
Yes. So this is now the finishing because this carried over from last season, and this is now finishing this season.
Is it really only 2? Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is episode 26, I think. They finished it up at.
Did they skip a season?
No.
Oh, okay.
This carried right on through, so. Well, and honestly, they finished it, and they could technically end it here, but I could also see where they could continue it as well if they wanted to.
Okay.
And this is another interesting, I think it's kind of the theme for this season was kind of slice of life in a lot of ways. Because this was kind of a slice of life. But it was interesting enough just because the main character lived in an apartment complex with yokai. And some of these yokai really had some tragic backstories as far as how they came to be. But it's still, even with that, it's, you're following this kid around who now has a magic book and is learning how to essentially be a magus, but at the same time still living his own life and dealing with high school problems, people not liking each other, or, some kid who he ends up running across who's kind of going down the wrong path and, potentially stealing, things from a convenience store, and he ends up kind of showing a better way and making them, be a better person because they see the wrongs of what they've been doing. So, it's morals and slice of life, but it's also interesting because he gets in a tight spot and sometimes he'll just whip out his magic book and just summon some little spirit or whatever to do something about it. Sometimes people get like shocked or blown away or whatever. Yeah. But again, it's interesting enough. I don't know what else. I guess they could continue it because he only finished his first year, I want to say, of schooling. And he's only now really started getting into like the full swing of things with his magic and everything like that. So I can see where they could do more, but honestly, they could leave it right there where it's at, and I'd be fine with it too. So.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'm a few episodes in. It was actually a pretty interesting story. I have a lot of questions about like a bunch of the characters, but like the other show, I don't want to spoil myself.
Well, in all honesty, they really don't, other than a few little snippets here or there, they really don't explain a whole lot about the people who are living in the apartment complex with him. Okay. And honestly, some of them get even more mysterious when they do answer some of those questions too. So, like the antiquity dealer that they have, for some reason, got into some serious fight and then appears later on as if nothing happened. And even the main character's like, wait, didn't you die? You're like, no, what are you talking about? Never mind. And he just moves on. He's like, I don't even want to question it. I don't know why. You're here. That's all that matters. We're good. Apparently, that's all that matters. We're carrying on. So either way, it was fun. It's an interesting ride. Again, it's kind of just one of those where you just slice of life. This one more slice of life in the fact that you have a continual progression as you go along, and you see him kind of not necessarily day by day, but at least during the time frame along the way kind of thing, with only moments skipping around every now and then. Okay. So cool. This is like let's take everything stereotypical American, make it into an anime. Just throw it all in there. Just labeled on top of it, America, This is a really good shonen show, and I can see it going the distance and really getting a lot of episodes and everything. And I'm really intrigued